Can I get an island? Brr. Live.
Hazel Park. Gazel Park.
Ooh. Gazel Park, is that what you just said? Welcome back to the neighborhood, y'all. Doing great.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here.
I love you guys.
Oh,
No, I forgot to turn my mic on again, so that
So,
was
that was
whole
nothing.
intro was completely nothing. FYI. Basically, I just was giving all kinds of accolades and like compliments to Brandy Joe, and then I was like, and Dustin's here too.
He's a friend, he's a foe, he's the wondrous man that we all learn to love and know and grow with. I don't know. I ran out of rhyming words. I'm sorry.
You did, but that's okay. Yeah, it was enough. We got the point, I think.
But here we are once again on the wonderful, beautiful Meltdown Island. And today, Brandy Joe PLambeck, he's come on to let not only me know, but the whole wide world know what's going on with the Ringwald Theatre.
Oh, yes. So many things.
Well, like what? Like, what are you guys doing?
Well, you know, there's still no word inside on like when theaters will be able to open their doors, and even when they do, it's like, are people going to want to come back and sit in like a tiny little space?
Exactly.
And if you can bring in people, like, will it, in our space, which is so tiny, will it be like 10 people? Then is it even worth it? Can you financially get by? So we've just been trying to find ways, like I know the Ant does as well, like how can you still create some content, keep relevant, and, you know, make a little bit of money to like keep your doors open even though they're closed.
Yeah.
So,
But honestly, you got to keep the doors open so you guys can like, hey, have doors.
I mean, doors are important.
It's an important part of any business.
They really are.
Mike, thank God you turned that microphone on. Go ahead, Trey.
Wow. I guess I'll be muting Dustin now.
No, come on. You can't take it. You can't take it, Mike. You can't
Take what?
a joke, a JK.
Wait, am I the first gay guest that's been on here, though? I was like looking through and I was like, I guess the first openly gay guest.
Yeah, we might. Yeah, who knows? Who knows?
I mean, it's Pride Month. I feel like, you know, like that's a good thing.
That's good.
But so we decided to do a couple like little shorts, like for what we're known best, like some drag things. So the Golden Girls has been a big fat hit for us a couple of times. We've done productions in the past.
Seen it, I
So
love
we're
it.
doing, what's that?
I've seen it live. I loved it.
You did. You came.
Terrible
You came to
interviewer,
stop.
Dustin.
I'm
This
just
is terrible.
interjecting when I thought he was about to breathe. I threw my
Just
interjection
terrible.
in, let him know how amazing it is, and also let the people know, hey guys, it's just
Oh my God. Brandy, I'm just going to go ahead and blanket apologize for everything in the rest of the show, and then we're just going to have fun with the train
You know
wreck.
what? I know you guys, so
That's true.
I'm
That's
good.
true.
You too.
Let me interrupt the important things you're saying to just tell you that I've seen that. And now you can continue.
Hey, we lucky we got it. Everybody's gotta say good time.
Oh,
Yeah.
Dustin, you're in a bit of a manic upswing this week, it seems like.
Go on.
Yeah. I mean, are you taking that as a compliment?
I am now. I didn't realize it was
My manic upswing.
Yep. Remember last week when you could barely hear me and it felt like I was possibly going to slide right into an early grave?
Yes. Yes.
Just by the view of the show. Just by the show itself. Nothing else.
Yeah. Well, you know, I had to put out the suicide watch for you, and you know.
We weren't even trying to go down that way. Just a little death joke. Moving on.
Okay, that's how it works. Okay, all right.
I gotta say, I feel very honored to be in the Adam spot on the screen. I just gotta say, and it's very
love
sad.
Adam. We'll miss him. I'm so sorry he moved away to Indonesia. I didn't want him to go, but he had to leave, apparently.
He's in the Indo, huh?
Mm-hmm. Oh, you don't even know where he went, huh, Dustin? That just shows, Brandy, how important you are to Dustin.
I didn't even know people left.
You're like a block of cheese that he forgot in the fridge, and then he's like, "Oh, I love this cheese," and then he leaves it in there for 4 weeks.
How dare you! I have been on Kung lockdown.
Kung lockdown. That was borderline racist sounding. You got to be careful with that.
That was dun, 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 dun. What's that show where they
no.
go for detectiving? NCI, gung.
I mean, you're talking about like Law and Order, right? Like gung.
I'm
Yeah.
Gung.
Anyways, so
That's
this
why
week,
you had success with Golden Girls.
go ahead, Dustin, with your interview. Go ahead.
Brandy Joe.
Yeah.
First of all, how are you?
I'm great. I'm pretty good.
Bought a new house, did you?
We did, yep, in the Gazel, and it's been real nice. I was glad we moved right before all the craziness went down, because it's just been, we had some extra time to get all settled in, and it's comfortable and relaxing, and
it's safe.
Yeah.
It's a safe spot.
It is. And I don't have a lot of free time normally, so I'm taking it and I'm enjoying it while I can. I have a whole list of shows I binged. I've watched probably at least 20 seasons, maybe close to 30, maybe even more than that, of various things. I'm just like packing them in while I can. So.
Yep.
It's my Aaron. It's my Aaron.
I feel
my
like
Aaron?
I think he's trying to say heroin. I do feel like a lot of us during this whole thing are getting kind of a break that we needed.
Oh, so bad needed.
Honestly, because I mean that was basically my life, was just working from thing to thing constantly, project to project, and always just moving and doing and everything over. You know what I mean? And it is kind of crazy that we're in a spot now where it's like, oh, we have to take a break. So I feel like we're going to come back from this, and it's just going to be like explosion of ideas and things are going to hit the stages once they do.
It's a big explosions.
Yeah, and it is interesting, like, because there's no definite on when theater's coming back, and it's even when, like, so just lots of people are like, well, it can't come back until there's some sort of vaccine or something, and that may be true, but like, how long is that?
I know.
So
I've heard
like
2 years.
Oh God!
I
See,
never
keep hearing word on the street like after like January sometime, like after the new year, like it's when people are thinking it will be relaxed enough that you can have people back in like a theater.
That's if it hasn't mutated. That's if we're lucky.
Well, it's not about the mutation. It's not about the mutation as much as it is about just the fact that it's not gone. Like right now, everyone's acting like the thing is gone. We're not even done with the first wave of infections right now.
Nope.
I mean, we're in the middle of the first wave, and people are already talking like it's done. Yet we set like record numbers for infections today. So, it's just insane. People
all of the
are in this weird
European
bubble
ones
of
go like
denial.
this. The European ones go like this, and then they drop down. Then they go up like this, and then they drop down. Ours goes like this, and drops down just a little bit, then it plateaus. And now we're starting to go back up.
In a very high up plateau. Yeah, exactly.
Before we move on from this, I just want to say one thing I noticed that we all have a bunch of time off. The thing that drives me most crazy is that everybody's like, oh, I finally caught up on The Sopranos. And I'm like, bitch, what?
Why not be happy?
Why is that crazy?
Because that was like years ago.
I'm watching The Wonder Years right now. That goes back a lot further than The Sopranos.
That drives me crazy on a separate level.
I'm on the 4th season, and it's so good.
If there's a spectrum to driving me crazy on television show watching, one is watching shows that are way old, like what you just said. That drive me crazy.
The Wonder Years. Yeah.
Doogie
featuring
Howser,
Daniel Stern.
Say it again, Mike.
Featuring Daniel Stern.
Yeah, Daniel's
as the
turning
voice
I never knew
of
that.
the Wonder Years. Yeah.
Wish I wouldn't have brought that back up, but okay.
Wow.
And Adam's not here. There's only one guy with glasses on today, so I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say. But the other thing is rewatching a thing that if you've already watched it, it's like you've already watched it. We are in the platinum age of television. There are so many good and great shows that you're gonna miss great shows, classics.
But what if someone else is what they're watching or don't watching? Why should you care whatsoever?
Yeah.
Because what I'm watching is cutting edge stuff.
Well, good for you. Here's a ribbon.
What the hell? Yeah, exactly.
There's part of me that does wish I could have a show that focused on TV and was like, look, here's what you should be watching if you want to be in the know.
So I'm going to change the subject because I think that's just rude.
Please do,
One thing
Brandy.
that I think all three of us at least can definitely relate on is that it's been very nice to be in this situation with someone that you love and is like your best friend. Like,
Yes.
I'm so grateful for that. Like,
Absolutely.
so much. It's
Yeah.
like made a huge difference. I don't know. I like commend anyone who is single. Although some people probably love all that alone time.
Yeah.
But there's probably other people that it's been really really difficult. And I'm super appreciative to have had Joe for all
Yeah.
this.
Same. I know what
That's
you mean.
very sweet, and I wish I would have said that before you.
Well, yeah, except that Dustin's with, and then you got, and then there's examples like that, Brandy, that are like you or me, and then there's Dustin and Jill.
Now you're just causing you want to fight. I can tell, Mike. You just want to fight now. And see, I can take it. So I would say this: you can be alone, even if you need some alone time. You're with the one a loved one, beloved, and you are together. There's moments of like, hey, have a good day. I'll see you soon. And you get to still. It's nice and safe and warm. You're right. I agree with you. It's one of those things that you easily can overlook. You know what I mean? Take for granted.
Yeah.
Much like Mike.
Yeah. Yeah, you take me for granted a lot, but that's okay.
Not me.
So one of the things we're talking about today, but I mean, we just started talking about TV. I just want to throw out What We Do in the Shadows Season 2. Fantastic. You sound like Lou Gehrig, Dustin, Sean says.
Thank you, Sean. It's you, Bub.
Oh, hi, Sean.
That's not a compliment exactly, as much as it is the luckiest man on the face of the earth.
Were you saying that it's doubled up on the sound-wise here?
No. Is that? Oh. I mean, I don't think so. I don't think that's what Sean's saying.
I don't know.
No, I just got one audio source for you going, so... Oh, it is echoey, he says. Dustin is echoey. You don't sound echoey to me.
That means all of this was just dead stuff. How's it better? Better? Thank you, Randy.
It wasn't dead. Just because it's echoey doesn't mean it wasn't real.
You're right.
Reverbiosis.
I thought
Reverberous.
I thought that Dustin sounded like Lou Gehrig, like he was leaving the world or something. Or
I've never heard that word, and I love it. Reverberous.
Reverberous.
Like the rural juror is reverberous.
The rural juror.
The passion came creaking through the walls at a reverberousness that I've never heard is. Think of that Britney Spears commercial where they can't touch the wall because the passion is too much.
I don't know
I'm
that.
not familiar with it either.
And
Yeah, it's a very rare commercial that I always make fun of with Jill because she's like, they're in the hallway and then they go into their own rooms, which are side by side, and they both are leaning against the wall and like, I feel passion. And then they turn, they're both touching the wall, but there's a wall, and they're just talking about perfume, really. And I'm like, what's this got to do with anything? Much like this moment.
Joe has a Britney Spears unisex cologne.
Ooh.
See? It's
Just throw it
worth
out there.
advertisement works.
Advertisement works.
There's one thing to take away from today's show, everyone. Advertisement works.
Now, I don't want to get yelled at by Dustin for asking this since the series came out like in October.
You will.
But did you guys watch the second season of Castle Rock with
Yes.
Mrs. Kaplan?
Yes.
So
Loved
good.
it.
Oh my God, it was amazing.
Loved
That
it.
is one show I haven't seen. That's one.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to say that I always appreciated, Brandy, that you're into horror and like niche and crazy and weird and absurd and crazy movies like that. One of the few people that I can talk to about those sorts of films. So
Heck yeah.
yeah, very fun.
I refound old Walking Dead, and I hadn't watched the latest season. And I'm like, well, let's give it a spin. I mean, I put 8 seasons into it. Why wouldn't I watch number 9, right? Durr. I got people like Brandy Joe watching Wonder Years. I won't watch number 9 after putting 8 years in. Let's go. And boy, oh boy, talk about addicted to TV. I was up till 5 a.m. going, oh, because it's an old friend. It's like an old friend. So I can understand why you watch some Wonder Years, Brandy Joe, because it's like an old friend you haven't seen in forever. It's like, oh, I remember you guys with your zombies and stuff.
Oh yeah.
It's fun.
And Fred Savage was like a crush of mine when I was a little kid. Like I didn't know it at the time. I just thought I wanted him to be my best friend, but he definitely was like a celebrity crush. I wanted to buy like a 24 by 36 poster at Kmart that they had of him, and I was like, that might be weird though.
That's funny.
I love Winnie the same way.
Oh, yep, she's great. Good old Winnie Cooper.
Good old Winnie Cooper.
And I don't even necessarily like straight hair anymore. Like, she just got that straight hair. But at the time,
You don't like straight hair anymore?
I was really into straight hair. I would even straighten my own hair. That's how sad I am.
Doesn't Jill have straight hair?
Yeah, but she can also
It can be curly though.
curly little.
Okay.
She's a little crazy. Guess what? She's a woman.
I miss Jill so much. Miss her.
Yeah.
Miss.
I miss her too.
She's amazing. Jill Collins. Jill Collins.
I know she pops in here every once in a while.
She does. Only when she's bored enough.
I have to say, the now that I'm sober, if another sober person or someone who'd never done drugs wanted to know what it was like to do drugs, I'd show them one of like the mashup episodes you guys do of like Roses and Thorns, because it feels like you are on drugs.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I'm like,
it's-
I'm on speed again right now.
I'm going for fast because it's like YouTube. It's YouTubers. Hey, YouTubers. Get out here. Let's get fast. Let's keep going. Let's get your attention. Boom, don't look away. Ha ha.
Oh, I know what you're doing.
So Brandy, are you completely sober now? As far as like no weed, no alcohol, no nothing.
Nada.
Coffee?
You know what? I went a year without coffee. I started drinking it again, but I just decided like a week ago I'm gonna stop again. Just like I find that like if I don't drink it, I start to get like headaches, and if I start to drink it, I start to get headaches, and I'm like, I know it's the caffeine.
Right.
So I'm gonna, but I don't drink soda anymore. I just drink like sparkling water at the Soda Stream. I'm a Soda Stream.
Oh yeah,
addict.
we
That's
got one of
something.
those too. Yeah, that's a good way to go. Nice, good job. Yeah, that's
I
awesome.
like to eat my sugars, so I drink water. I don't really drink my sugars either. Brandy Joe, the yes and you on the
Are you?
show?
It doesn't sound like a yes and as much as it sounds like a I'm gonna compete with you right now, Brandy Joe.
I'm giving him my perspective that connects the two of us in the world, much like the Wonder Years.
You're a terrible
And you're
interviewer.
finished.
You're a
You're-
terrible interviewer.
Dustin, do you still eat like a pizza a day at DiGiorno?
Very, thank you for this opportunity to answer your question. Very good question. I never did eat a pizza a day. It was a full pizza go in the oven, but I don't eat half a pizza. I don't eat
Okay.
half it. I mean,
How many
it's-
peanut butter and jelly sandwiches do you eat a day now?
Oh yeah, that's another question.
I still, you gotta have something in the morning. Get your body going.
Yeah.
Get it going with your medications. Let's say some
Like
of us are on
vegetables. Like vegetables are good. Fruits are good.
Yeah, I'm gonna give me some broccoli syrup.
I've been intermittent fasting since this all started, so I don't eat until 11 to 11:30. That's
I
my
heard
first
that's a
meal.
good thing to do. Yeah.
Yeah, since quarantine started, I've lost 25 pounds.
Wow. That's
And
amazing.
I don't do a whole lot of physical. I do like some crunches, and I like lift some like 12-pound weights like a few times a day, like on average. But I mean, that's the weight that I had gained back. 'Cause
Yeah.
When I got sober, I gained 70 pounds in 7 months.
Whoa.
And then I finally like dropped all of that, and then I needed a break because I've been like hardcore dieting for a year.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I just need a break from this. But like 3-month break turned into gaining like almost 30 pounds back. So I've just pretty much lost what I had gained back. So I don't feel like super great. I'm more like, okay, I'm back on track to being like
Gotcha.
my like healthiest self.
You look great. You don't look like you gained no 70 pounds to me anywhere.
Well, that was
Well, Dustin, yeah, he's not. Again,
gone.
you're a terrible interviewer.
maybe
You're
you're one
a
of-
terrible interviewer. If you had a late night talk show, it would be a disaster.
Are you sure, Mike?
Oh, wait, that's right. We did do that show, Dustin's After Show. I forgot about that.
Right, that's right, buddy. And we did the Dustin's Big Gay After Show.
I feel like that murdered you, Dustin. That was the show that just took it all down. You've not done one since.
It's true.
I agree with you in one sense that we haven't.
I agree with you in one sense that we haven't.
I feel like the Ant is like the place for you. Like that's where like that audience comes out for late night things and all of that. I feel like that was a big part of it. Was just not that the Ringwald isn't supported, but late night things at the Ringwald have never worked. And I feel like that was a big part of it. Is just that audience didn't transfer over for whatever reason. I thought it was a fantastic show, and I'm proud of some of the work we did on there. A lot of the videos I thought were like so good. But I know how much it seems to like, it upset you, that show, I feel, and I always felt very responsible for that.
Did
And
not
I really
upset me. It did not.
Oh.
I was upset about some
I
things
loved
that
it.
happened during the process of it in my own personal life with some other friends that aren't on this show right now. Not naming any names, but it's nobody that's on your screens.
Okay.
And
No need to even bring that up. That's another example of just terrible interview. Terrible. Just terrible.
What I would like to say is that nothing upset me during that show. If anything, I was proud to be able to do it. Like I think that you couldn't have done or gotten away with some of them jokes before that specific time period. You know, in the evolution of LBGQ question mark right.
What?
So like marriage was able to happen all of a sudden, and that I was born this way. Like to be able to come out and say, "Hello, everyone." Now, see, part of it I was going to do to try to keep the first audience. I wanted to come out and change into my my suit on stage, which might have made a couple fellas go, "Hey, maybe it's gonna be an interesting show." Because I'm a fella, and if I know my own sexuality, and I'm like, "Hey, there's some sexuality here," I might just hang out. So that was my secret plan, but it didn't really work out. I was happy though to be able to be myself and to be accepted for being myself without having to feel weird about sex. You know what I mean?
I loved having that, there were a couple different like alarm bells, like if you'd say something offensive.
That was what I want to bring up.
I've wanted to hit that button a couple times, like since we started today, but I don't have it.
I still think about that girl alarm. Girl. It's so funny. That's so funny.
The other funny bit was the one of the difficult things was having the live reviewers. That was one of the hardest things because A, I forgot to keep going over to them, and B, it is kind of hard to get reviewed by people who are reviewers, and even though it's fake and it's a show, to go, dang, they don't really like me. Dang, are they really mean this? Which, who cares if they did? It's a show. It's a comedy show.
So anyways, on today's show, we have Sean McGettigan out in the audience. You guys, we all love and know. But today, Dustin wanted to pitch his idea for sending his music out to Sophia, an AI robot. So
That's true.
What Dustin is wanting to do is compose a letter to kind of pitch that to the Sophia AI robot.
Oh, I composed a letter. I've sent it to you.
Yeah, okay, so yeah, but I mean, I feel like we could read it on the air here.
Sure. And while he's pulling that up, Brandy Joe, I would love to circle them wagons back around to get the deets on the Golden Girls show, when it is, and how I might be able to purchase a ticket and watch it and enjoy it.
I thought you were going to say be on it.
Well, ring-a-ding-do, surprise guest, don't think I will.
You want me to do that right now?
Please, yeah, he's pulling up, he's finding things, dead air, would love to know.
So what we're calling Camp Ringwald, because in the summer we're always known for doing our campy stuff. Summer shorts, because it's like a short film we made essentially. It's like the Golden Girls have a Zoom call because they all took separate vacations in February. Quarantine happened and they were separated, right? So it's just like an 11-minute and 30-second short film that we put together. If you go to theringwald.com, you can donate any amount of money and you get access to watch it for 5 days on your computer or your phone, or you can stream things onto your TV. You can leave whatever donation you like. Anything is appreciated, and that is all you have to do. And one of the roses today should be that I play Rose.
Close. See, now I was a little confused because I thought it was like a viewer, like you guys did it live. First of all, that's the first thing I thought. And then after putting that thought away, I was like, are they live streaming it? Like, so like on YouTube, they want you to premiere your video and say, hey everybody, I'm going to premiere this video. Let's all go and write comments and make fun of Mike or whatever, right? Whatever. And no one's really done that yet. So I was going to ask you first, how did you do that? But now I got a new question, which is, so this is just basically, you guys aren't involved after we just purchased a view of it, basically.
Right. So Vince Kelly and Matt Erickson
That was a question.
He got it.
Yeah.
Then like Diane directed it. Diane is in it as well as like the same girls that did Golden Girls in this past December, Andy Fillmore and Christopher Cameron, Richard Payton, and myself. And Diane edited it together, so it's like really cute. There's like a laugh track. It's just like a sweet, charming, like, short version of the TV show. We toyed around with doing it live, but ultimately went with this platform just because we wanted people for it to be super accessible, and we wanted to just have a short little like month-long run. But where the confusion may have come in is we created a Facebook event because it's easier to publicize it that way, but you have to put dates in the Facebook event. You can't say, this is just online for people to rent. So there is some confusion there. That may be where you are confused.
That is, because I brought this up to Cindy, Jill's mom, which she says hi to, by the way. And I was like, yes, because Brandy Joe's gonna come on and he's gonna tell everybody because nobody knows what's going on. And she goes, I know what's going on. Don't you try to trump me. And I go, oh, am I? Is that a thing? Yeah, no, I didn't understand that because of the dates. And then I was like, wait, so is it like they're having 10 people in the audience and they gotta stay spread out? That was another thought of mine. I've been thinking about the show a lot.
Well, I've tried to make it somewhat like, I try to be very transparent in regards to what it is. Like in like the Facebook event, I put in parentheses, stream it online today. And I would think people would be like, oh, I can stream it, meaning it's up there and I can watch it without it being like live. And I make it very apparent it's a short film. I don't want anyone thinking they're getting in for 2 hours of Golden Girls. So they're like, I'll pay $100. I mean, people have, and that's appreciated too, because we're any amount of money now to keep the doors open, we're taking it.
Yeah.
So that's really everything with Golden Girls. It's fun, it's campy, it's boys and drag, it's sweet, and if you feel like checking it out, you have till July 3rd theringwald.com, like Molly.
Awesome.
Well, that's
Yeah.
amazing. And so, in other words, you find the video on the ringwald.com?
You go there, you make a donation, and it will be emailed to you immediately.
Because I was sort of looking around for the video too. You know what I mean? So
You're trying to pirate it?
I got this new VPN Mike set me up with, and I was trying to.
Do not pirate theringwald.com.
When you go there, there's a little thing where it says like buy tickets. Once you click on the Golden Girls icon picture, and it will take you to PayPal. You can name your own price or choose one that's already there, and then it's immediately sent out to you. Most people know how to use PayPal. It's pretty universal. If you have any issues, you just email me at theringwald@gmail.com.
Thank you so much.
There we go.
So
All
can
right.
I ask a question about Sophia, the AI robot, real quick? Can you just give me some background on who she is exactly?
Perfect.
Yes, she is. She is the first world citizen robot, and acknowledged by multiple countries, and as having rights. And she is. And she is autonomous, and she is most advanced.
She's a
AI.
robot. She's a robot too.
Well, yeah, but she's artificially
I
intelligent and a
know.
robot.
I know.
But I mean,
so,
can write her, or you're hoping you can write her? Like
I think I can write her. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the question. Is that I don't
But
think
you
there's
don't
any.
know.
There's no official capacity to like message her or talk to her at all. This is just an idea, a hope, right, Dustin?
No, there's on the Sophia webpage. It says contact Sophia, because there's lots of people. Elon Musk has sat down with her. Who's that guy? Who's the big guy? He's got them big hands, flies a helicopter, and he talks to
Mr.
people.
T?
And, no, but he's hi, I'm this guy, and I'm telling you right now, stop being
Oh,
static.
James Lesko, the question mark guy.
Nope. I should be a little more manly, because it's not that.
Clint Eastwood.
John Lesko guy. It's not that guy. Who's the big guy?
The big guy, Tony Robinson.
Tony Robinson talked to her, and they all try to stump her, ask her questions, and she whittles her way with her magical words and artificial intelligence to get out of their snags of like, oh, do you believe in this, or how do you feel about this? Do you have feelings? And all these, gotcha robot questions, and she has got good answers always. And
Okay.
so
Well, I'm glad you have a dream. I hope that this works out.
It's a nice positive comment, Brandy. Very nice.
that's why he's so good to work with. He's so positive and gives good feedback like that. That's why I love it.
All right. So do you want me to read this, Dustin, or?
So I just watched a video today to get a little more info on her, and one of the questions that was asked to her was, "Do you feel love? Can you feel love?" And she said, whose call is it to say what is real? I have feelings. I feel love. Yet you're going to sit there and it makes me mad that people will dismiss my notion of emotions. And I was like, okay, girl.
You alarmed yourself? You gave yourself the gay alarm when you were doing that?
Yeah, I was like, wake up, America. And so I thought, hey, I've written a new album called The Human Condition Algorithm, and I thought, she's run only on algorithms. Most of the world is run on algorithms. The first algorithm was invented in 15-something and 90-something, and by a guy that's in
Richard Algorithm. Yep.
It was more like
The third.
Yep.
Mosaic algorithmiatica.
We have
like
25 minutes left of the show.
Get at it. Read the thing, Mike, in a female robotic
Okay.
voice. Audra, can we borrow Audra so we can imagine Sophia's?
Audra's working.
Oh, go ahead with you then.
Okay. All right, here we go.
The musician.
Hello,
Fire.
Sophia and your scientific team. A letter of request via Dustin Gardner from Detroit, Michigan in the United States of America.
You got to be specific.
Yeah, but already, okay.
She's in China. She lives in somewhere in the Asia areas. I think China, but then I got nervous because I wasn't sure.
Okay.
Hanson Robotics. Hanson Robotics? Made me think of Henson, but it's Hanson.
I'm still reading here. I think, therefore I am, and so I believe do you. As a musician, I have written my 7th album titled The Human Condition Algorithm.
Why you gotta be like that?
Because it's just you spelled it right later, but algorithm.
But I put the Y in there.
It is a conceptual album with the hopes of expressing the emotional levels of our uniquely complex human condition through a series of songs that explore various levels of consciousness. The album is an expression of what I imagine could happen when artificial intelligence like yourself reaches or achieves the moment of singularity and is able to fully understand humans. Yes, of course, our emotions, as well as the underlying conditions or limitations we have as humans, all experience in various ways during a lifetime lived. I don't know if I understand that sentence exactly.
I don't know. Jill was like saying, let's go do this, let's do this. And I was like rushing at the end. So there's part of me that was like, I didn't get to edit it 100%.
No.
Not that it's Jill's fault. I'm not blaming Jill. Don't get me wrong.
No, this album is... Why are you so mean to Jill?
I know. I just realized that I'm not blaming her. It's just that there was a conflict with my creation time and ability to make it sound.
I mean, like when Brandy and I were talking about how lucky we are to have our significant others, and you were just so quiet, and you looked away, you like looked off to the side, and your face got like tense and stuff. I mean, that's the kind of thing that makes me think that you just like you got to be nicer to Jill, maybe.
You see what I got put over Brandy? See this guy down here? You see how he acts? Go ahead.
All right, continuing. Note, this album is music and not an actual algorithm.
It's algorithm.
It would be the greatest honor for me if you were able to experience the 40 minutes album I have created. I am aware that you are able to sing, though I am not aware if you are interested or enjoy music. Although I must admit that I am curious if you are curious enough to listen, review, and share with me if you are able to understand a deeper meaning of our uniquely human conditions. Creation of the concept album. This album was created in a brand new way for me because of the specific circumstances I currently am under. With less resources than previous album, I was able to use only the tools at my disposal, which happened to be the Apple iPhone X.
This is neat, Brandy. Listen up to this part.
This is a good part. At first, I viewed this fact as an obstacle, however, ultimately it allowed me to innovate, conceive, and create this conceptual work of art. By making the decision that instead of viewing my GarageBand software application as limiting, I would embrace it as a source of endless possibilities that the pre-programmed loops and virtual instruments, including synths, drum patterns, and the vast library of sound loops, allow all users of the app.
What? I'm using the zeros and ones of the Apple program to make music, which I then put the human aspect in, creating a whole new world.
Thank you for your time with us, as I am sure you are very busy with your own development. Your friend, Dustin Gardner.
I mean, yeah, you're like a 4-year-old, and you got a lot of living to do. I get it.
So I would say that there's some good parts to this letter. But I definitely feel like it's a little confusing, and it's got a very strange voice that you use to write it. I think that is not
like the robot.
What?
And I acknowledge the robot as being an entity.
That's kind of what it felt like. You're talking like a robot in this letter, and I don't think you need to do that.
You should talk like when you say a letter of request. Like when you say, "Hello, my name is Dustin Gardner. I'm from Detroit, Michigan."
Yes, exactly, exactly.
how do I say this without being taken completely wrong and or racist?
Oh my God, what?
I feel like you got to communicate to people in their language, how they communicate. I learned this from communicating to doctors. Here we go. So you go to communicate to a doctor. You go, oh, this thing hurts or this thing hurts. They go, no, it don't. And it's like, yes, it does. And I had to learn how to go, okay, so if it is, I feel no pain here and very loose, but I feel a lot of tightness. They like an opposite. See, doctors speak in opposites. But I have a lot of pain here. Doesn't that equate that could be a thing? And finally, after a year of talking to doctors, one goes, oh, I hear you now. And it's like, oh my gosh, you fun. And so I get really upset. And then, so when I go ahead and I start talking to me, an artificial intelligence, I try to act like myself is intelligent.
You are intelligent.
You're intelligent, Dustin. But that's not the issue at hand here. If you're trying to prove...
But I don't think you're a normal human. I don't like... Mike, I don't feel... In the best way. I don't... the slight. I don't think...
You don't like my edit to the first line?
No, I don't like the last sentence of the edit. Oh. I like that you said I'm a human being, but like he's not a normal human. I mean, none of us are. Or at least if you are, it's really unfortunate. But...
The spectrum of normal is the spectrum of humankind. So therefore, no normal is unnormal unless it is your normal. Is that a math equation? That just creates math.
This next line is, I think, where it starts to get real confusing. Because I don't think...
I think you're absolutely right, 100% right. Yeah.
I just don't know.
It goes way off the tracks right here.
Wait a second, Mike. I was watching Rick and Morty, the newest season of Rick and Morty.
Oh, okay. This is definitely a reference that Asian scientists will understand.
And Rick back to the planet, and the planet was kicking out clay babies, and every time they came out of the planets...
I'm aware of it.
They come out and they say, I am! I am! And that's what they would say when they would come out of the planet. And... therefore, I was like, oh yeah, I think, therefore I am, which is Socrates, old Socrates, and so I thought I would say, not only do I think that, and therefore I am, I believe you think, therefore you are, girl. You know what I mean?
No.
If I don't understand it, I don't think Sophia is going to. She's probably smarter than me, though. I mean, that is true.
She is officially intelligent.
But I still think if she gets to that line, she may be like, out, no more, compute.
Okay, so you're saying I should end with that. I should end with, I think, therefore I am.
No.
And I believe you do.
I don't think you need it.
I would rather you end with it than have it there, but I just don't know that it's necessary.
Okay, what's my initial first, boom, reaction, my first boom.
She's cute, though. I think Sophia's cute.
Well, I'm not saying it's anything about, it's not about how she looks or how, sexy she is.
I didn't say that.
So Hanson Robotics is based in Hong Kong. So you're kind of correct about where she's from. Why was my screen flickering there?
Is it like the Hanson brothers? Did they do this?
It seems like it's one of the Hanson brothers that invented this.
Does she know mbop in all languages?
Founded by David Hanson. Here's David Hanson.
It's not Jim Henson. So
hey, David. Cute.
Hey.
Wow, look at Sophia's hands there. That's terrifying.
It is.
She doesn't have hair, so you can see her analog computer brain.
Yeah, they don't want people to be tricked.
Is that up for Einstein?
It looks like it. That's Hubo, apparently.
You know,
indeed.
Well, that's the other thing I found out. There's a bunch of them. There's a bunch of AIs, and they're all like, they're like all the billionaires. We're going for $1 trillion, and all the AIs are going for world domination. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody trying to dominate each other. when really we're just trying to live.
Oh, they did the Philip K. Dick android apparently too.
Which one's that?
They had a Philip K. Dick version of a version of Philip K. Dick that was an android that they just piped all of his works into and stuff, and like, yeah, it was an interesting experiment.
So,
here's interesting. Hanson Robotics, humanoid robotics have been heavily criticized by leading AI researchers. For example, Facebook's Yan Li Kum has called Sophia a puppet and questioned the value of Sophia and similar robots, as well as the presentation of these robots is far more intelligent than what they truly are. Sophia being given the citizenship of Saudi Arabia was further criticized, not only because of Sophia's lack of consciousness, but the difficulty of people achieving citizenship in that country despite actually living and working there for years.
Wow.
So they must have like paid Saudi Arabia to get Sophia citizenship, even though there's probably a bunch of like ethnic minorities and stuff that are getting screwed by the Saudi Arabian government.
Don't ruin a person's dream. Mike, I said let's write the letter, not look things up.
Never look things up. Sophia's gonna get canceled.
Christ.
Wow, those eyes are a little scary, I'd say.
I like them.
Oh, but look at that. Look at the neck folds down there. That's not great. That is not, those are like Madonna's arms right there.
Oh my gosh, that was cut me with a knife.
That's harsh, Ty.
She has a little bit of a right there where that the folds are. She has like a button that is like flashes and lets you know that she's thinking. I think.
Her
How do you
arms
do
are-
it, Mike?
She's strong.
I was trying to
Mike-
find a good picture. I've seen some pretty bad picture of Madonna's arms, though.
Well, she's
have to
showing
say.
them off enough, so maybe she's proud of her arms, Mike, and maybe we shouldn't bring others down to our sad levels, huh? Maybe? Huh? I wish I looked like that when I was 100 years old too, Mike, okay?
Whoa, Madonna's not 100 years old, okay?
Your word.
Anyways, so who are you writing this to, really? Because you're not actually writing it to Sophia because, I mean, obviously, she's not an AI in the terms of being able to think for herself. She's more of a, like...
Oh my gosh, don't limit her. Let her be.
We have
She said
12
shut
we
up,
have 12 minutes. We have 12 minutes.
She said she gets mad. She said, I get mad when people dismiss me. Okay, Mike? Have
Okay.
you not seen Westworld? Have you not seen Westworld?
Oh, I've seen it, but it's not a documentary. I hope you know that.
No, but in it, they had emotions and were feeling things long before anyone would say or admit that they did.
Yeah.
And guess what? It hurt their feelings.
Okay. So,
It made them want to kill everybody.
you don't have to understand how this stuff works. I'm just saying all you have to understand is who are you writing this letter to that's going to actually read it and process it in their brain.
So be it.
But
No.
aren't you more wanting to have someone play the album for her? I
Right.
don't think she's going to read the letter and say, I want to listen to the album. I think you're wanting to convince somebody to play the album for her to see what she says about it.
Exactly.
correct?
Exactly.
That's what you want.
Yes.
Yes, that's what I want, as well
I
as...
understand the novelty of writing it to a robot, but ultimately she's not the one going to make that decision.
Here's your letter, Sophia. Could you please open it for me? I do not have hands.
It's an electronic mailed letter. She could zip. She's probably watching this right now because we mentioned her name 3 times and put up her.
I don't think she's connected to
Probably
the internet, though.
My God, again.
I don't think
Target.
she's on the internet. Do you think she's on the internet?
I think you're naive to believe that they are.
I'm naive about this robot.
Have you seen a little movie called Ex Machina?
I
Yeah,
still haven't seen it, but Jill told me I need to watch it.
Oh, yeah.
that's a great film. Have you
what I
watched
hear.
Devs, Brandy?
Like with the old cheerleaders?
No, Devs, Devs.
Oh, no.
It's the same guy that did Ex Machina and Annihilation. If you've seen Annihilation?
No, but I hear it's good.
Oh.
Well, I've heard both things.
Yeah.
But I want to see it.
Annihilation is fantastic.
It's not as good as these other two, though. Devs and Devs is great. And people was like this, oh, I kept expecting some big ending. I'm like, it was a big ending, you dum-dums.
All right.
What?
All right. I'm sorry I was so naive about about this robot.
Apologize for the robot.
So we are writing this to Sophia to read. It'll be delivered directly to her, and then she'll go on your website and listen to your music and see what she thinks. Is that what you're saying?
And then we'll sit down and have an interview discussion, I assume.
Okay.
A virtual tea.
So I guess we don't have much time. We only have 9 minutes left.
But I have a question, first of all. When it comes to your album name, is the first word "the" actually lowercase, or should it be capitalized?
You're right. That is a thing that I've been toying with. I can't tell if it is the human. Like, that's a question I got to ask. Like, are there other algorithms that are the algorithm? Like, or is it just algorithm? Like, that's my question. Like, I need to find an artist that understands programming or understands algorithms or ones or zeros and all that stuff. Because I'd like to work it out. Can't tell if it's called human condition algorithm or it's the human condition
What
algorithm.
are you talking about, like a programmer to figure out what the name of the album is?
Yeah, you already know it. You've had this You've had this name for this album for years.
Yeah.
Like 3 years.
Right.
Like, you're not changing that. I just didn't know if the should be capitalized, because that's very important.
I don't know if the is in the title.
Oh,
That's my question.
I gotcha.
And then I need somebody to do album artwork, and I would hope that a programmer who is and also an artist who melds the two would somehow magically come into my life now that I have spoken to the universe. And then they might be able to come in and help me translate not only my art through their art as album cover art, but also incorporate algorithms.
While I appreciate your use of commas and the way that you create, the way you piece together sentences, as we had discussed earlier, that I feel Mike feels this way too. Like, sometimes there's just more there than needs to be there.
Yes! Yes!
A perfect
Way
example
more.
at the end of this paragraph when you say,
Okay.
various ways during a lifetime lived. You don't need lived, that's redundant. During a lifetime. Period.
Of a human being. Okay, I hear it because I already said human earlier.
He's
Okay.
trying to be poetic.
I'm trying to be intelligent.
That's the thing. Sometimes it does really flow nicely, but like, they're just
There's
edit it down. Like, I feel like it just doesn't need as much as it has. She has a lot of emails probably to go through her head. So
You're right. And her processing power, though fast it might be, could be like, let's simple it. I hear that.
You might want to compliment her right off the top so she feels happy.
I did by saying I believe in you as a thinking entity.
Where do you say
I
that?
think therefore I am, and so do I believe you do.
Oh,
That's not what you said.
yeah, that bizarro
I wasn't
sentence.
reading it. I was about to
And
go
so
on.
I believe do you. This is gonna give her
Not a
errors.
compliment to her.
She's gonna read this, and then smoke is gonna start coming out of her head.
Yeah, do you want to be responsible for killing Sophia?
Oh. I'm trying to say I believe as a robot, you are a thinking entity. Hey girl, you look great.
There you go. Yeah, just
You
do
don't look
that.
like- you don't look like a plastic doll at all. Why do they give you real life wrinkles? Why? Oh, see? You look great. I do not care about it the way I look. I do that only for the YouTube. You, me. I am a robot. Blink, blink.
Well, I don't think that we're going to get this done in 5 minutes, Dustin. But I think that what we should do for next week is get a rewrite that takes out a lot of the redundancy. What is why are you holding your mouth like that? It seems like you're...
That's the thing about algorithms is that they do separate and organize redundancies, and so maybe you're right.
That's the thing about algorithms that you know so much about.
I know a little bit. Not
you know more than I do. I can tell you that much.
Thank you.
There you
They
go.
all sound basically the same. They go.
Oh, was that an algorithm right there that you just did?
Schlesinger's algorithm.
Schlesinger's algorithm.
Can I say something about science since we're on the subject?
Yes, please.
I just have to fact check a little bit from last week and say you guys gave Ashton Kutcher so much credit. He did not create the butterfly effect. On board, and he did not invent the butterfly effect. Just so you know. That's from like the 60s, and he is not that smart.
Thank you.
It is.
I don't know the guy's name, but I looked it up.
Thank you for fact checking. I think it was based off of the Ray Bradbury book.
Why didn't you say that? You just agreed with Adam, Mike. You were like, yeah, that's right.
I know. Well, sometimes I just get caught up in the moment.
That's why, Brandy Joe.
Wow.
Anyways, I think we need to move on to Roses and Thorns.
Oh, yes.
Let's get into our Roses and Thorns.
Hey, YouTubers. Welcome to everyone's favorite...
Jesus, your face was so big it terrified me, Dustin.
Hey there, YouTubers. Welcome to Roses and Thorns. This is the part of the show where we sit back and emotionally look at ourselves. Emotionally take in what we've said, what we haven't said, what we've left out.
Okay, we only have 2 minutes. You don't need an intro longer than the segment.
Hey, Brandy Joe. I'd like to first give Brandy Joe a rose for being on the show.
Oh.
I want to give a huge rose to Brandy Joe and the Ringwald Theatre. Bunch of very lovely people there. Please go to the ringwald.com or
Ringwald.com.
See, Dustin, that's why you have to decide on putting the in there so that people know. But yeah, go to theringwald.com, give them a little bit of cash, and watch their latest campy, fantastic Golden Girls thing. They do a fantastic job at camp in general, and it's hella enjoyable to watch.
Richard Payton, Brandy Joe PLambeck. I'm going to go ahead and say, Joe.
I'm going to go ahead and
I want to give a huge rose to you guys for having me on. It was so great to see you.
Thanks,
I love
Brandy.
you guys. And also, it was great to see Sean in the comments.
Yeah, it was nice to see Sean in there for a minute.
Hey, Brandy Joe.
I'm gonna give a thorn to Dustin for his use of commas and ellipses. However, you did come close to using a semicolon correct, so that's good.
I use the semicolon. I go, I wonder if this is a semicolon. And I'm like, I'm gonna make a great choice.
You almost. I think it was close to being correct, if not correct. So, cheers to you for that.
I'm going to give a thorn to Hating on the Wonder Years because it's a beautiful, brilliant show and it holds up after all this time.
Well, Brandy, I
accept that thorn.
Go ahead, Dustin.
I accept his thorn, and I want to just say that it's nothing against the Wonder Years. Still got a place in this wrinkled up old heart for Winnie the Pooh. No, that was not a good one at all. Sorry, I was trying to be loving and like we're friends, but it's not Pooh at all. Regardlessly, I would like to say that it's not a hating on the Wonder Years specifically. It's old television that's already moved on because we're in the platinum age, and a rose to all the wonderful television.
Dustin hates anything older than 2 years.
I mean, do you watch Riverdale? You watch Riverdale?
No.
I watched the first season.
Well, see?
Anyways, that's all the time that we have, but we have to do our thing that we always do at the end of every episode where we all together... Shut up for a second. I'm trying to make you get rich here.
I know it.
Ready? On 3, we're all going to say, I want Dustin to get rich. Ready? 1, 2, 3. I want Dustin to get rich.
So that he can be a philanthropist.
All right. Good night, everybody. Thanks again, Brandy. Have a great day. Have a great week, everybody.